Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, my third secondary students. Welcome to the second semester of Durus Online. And today, with your final unit, Unit 6, we got some speaking examination practice taken from your book Traveler 6. So let's get started. For number 1, as we will learn today, our first objective, it's all about speaking. So 1, to practice speaking in which the students focus on pictures. 2, to use some words and expressions correctly. So number 1, we're trying to display some photos and pictures about jobs, which is the main idea of Unit 6. And I'm going to ask you or help you to demonstrate and take a good idea about how you can use this with your brother, with your friend, and maybe you can do this as a role play in school so you can speak it. And sometimes I myself used to speak to myself if I don't find anyone. So just try to practice the speaking. Number 2, we're going to use some words that help us. If you want to talk, you need more expressions, more words, more vocabulary, and then you get some kind of terminology where you can use a range of words. So we got people, we got police officer, photographer, maybe an engineer, a chef, a cook, and a barber, a builder, a rescue, construction. So we get different jobs. You are third secondary students. You should have decided what you want to be in the future and decided where and what kind of skills you've got and all these stuff. So what kind of a job do you imagine yourself doing in the future and why? You need to know that. So we always ask children in elementary, what would you like to be in the future? And they say, I would like to be a nurse, I would like to be a police officer, I'd like to be an engineer, firefighter, a farmer, a surgeon. You got all these here, and maybe a teacher, all of these people here in the picture. So if we go on to take some tips and talk about these photos. This is a job. You can see here also this is another job. So who is this? This is a businessman, a teacher, an engineer. It could be somebody. This is a farmer, and this is also a pottery. So talk in pairs. Find somebody to talk to and look at the photographs and answer the questions below. You can use some of the words in the phrases, in the boxes. So focus on the pictures. Who's this guy? So this is an office worker or a businessman. Okay, could be anybody. This is a farmer, and this is a potter who works in pottery where they make, out of mud and clay too many shapes like vessels and crockeries. So what kinds of skills and qualities do you think are needed for each type of a job? 2, compare 2 of the pictures and say which you think is the more stressful working environment and why. And finally 3, which picture do you think best reflects a feeling of a job satisfaction and why? So the first thing, if you choose this, an office worker or a businessman, you have to answer what kind of skill an office worker or a businessman need. It's the same for the farmer. It's same thing for the potter. And also talk about, compare 2 pictures, a potter to a farmer, which one you like and which is, which is more stressful than the other. And also try to compare one that gives you a nice feeling about your job. So before we start, we can use some words and some statements here. We can say office work, computer literate, good communication skills, farming, agriculture and mechanical skills, potter, clay, creativity, artistic skills, and operation of color, shape and form, have an eye for detail. And also you can say, I would say that the farmer, from what I can see, has a more stressful job. It's evident that he works more hours. The people he works to, or he needed more people to help him in the fields. And more also the situation in the picture shows that the pottery really is an artistic thing and it's a one-man's job. Okay, whereas the, let's say the businessman has to meet people all the time, so it needs teamwork skills. So let's put this in speaking, and I'm gonna imagine that I'm speaking this to you. So one, what kinds of skills and qualities do you think are needed for each type of a job? That was question one. You need good communication skills for all of them, good organizational skill, good time management skill, good telephone manner, polite nature, businessman, good decision making skills, good discourse management skills, leadership qualities such as decisiveness, assertiveness, integrity, dedication, resourcefulness, keen sense of fairness, and foresight. Two, agriculture and mechanical skills, respect for the land and natural environment, well informed on the developments taking place in farming industry. Also, the second one, you can use more words to compare two pictures together and say which one is, more stressful and why. So you say, I think that the occupations depicted in pictures 2 and 3 offer those who do them time to reflect and relax. This is not to say that they are not in any way demanding or stressful. Being a farmer must be more stressful than being a potter, though, because one has to do with external factors such as weather conditions and pests, which could bring about the destruction of one's crops. So one's income is at risk as extreme weather conditions such as floods and droughts are common nowadays. For question number 3, which picture do you think the best reflects a feeling of a job satisfaction and why? It's not an easy decision to make because all of these occupations may provide a sense of job satisfaction, but I would say that the picture of a potter best reflects feelings of job satisfaction, as creating something yourself must be very rewarding. So let's do some examination practice about what we read about for the conversation. Now you need to choose A, B, C, or D to complete the meaning or to be the correct answer of these. So when Piers got prompt to director of the company, his annual proceeds, income, value, interest, increased. Of course, it's about his income if he gets an increase or a raise. 2, after noticing how the company had been progressing, Fahad decided to invest to some extent, to accumulate, to work money in it. So he wanted to invest some money in it. More, but Jeremy left his car in a no parking zone and he had to pay a bonus, a fine, a royalty, or allowance. He has to pay a fine. Fine is an adjective like, oh, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Also, it's a fine, it's like a ticket. Okay, it's a noun here. All right. Sorry again. So what we learned today was all about speaking, if you take a look at this picture and talk about it. Okay, and talk about it. So you can focus on the picture and talk about it. And to talk about some pictures, you need to use some appropriate words in the sentences and some statements and some constructions. So these are the references: Traveler 6 student book and the teacher's book, and some photos and pictures from Google Clip Arts. And finally, as you know, for more information and lists, you can visit our website ain.edu.sa and follow us on Twitter ain_edu, and call us on this number for any news, for any technical support or updates. That was all for today. Thank you a lot for being here. Until I see you again, have a good day and assalamu alaikum.